All right. Peace and blessings. I'm live in Zanzibar, Tanzania. I wanted to do this piece, man. I'm having a deep conversation with none other than Mama C, Mom Charlotte O'Neal. She was a Black Panther. You can look her up, Google her name, Charlotte O'Neal. I'm also with a elder Queen Mother. She's a king in Benin, right? And as well as another hip hop artist from Maryland, Philly, Brooklyn, brother As Is, right? So,
No corona.
oh, no corona, no corona. Yeah, right. So, real quick, I'm listening to some deep conversations from some real revolutionary global thinkers, right? So, and it just popped into my mind, right? How, for instance, we listening to people who don't study global history and power, dynamics, right? So it just popped into my mind. And I want y'all to go out and Google and research some things, not just Google, but, you got to read some damn books. So National Security Memo 200, that's one of the pieces you need to research, as well as you can read some of the work of Samuel P. Huntington, as well was Civilizations. I can't recall. It's been some years ago, but it just popped into my mind that this guy is an agent, like for real. But Samuel P. Huntington. Oh, Clash of Civilizations. Clash of Civilizations by Samuel P. Huntington. Book you definitely want to read, as well as Zbigniew Brzezinski, the Grand Chessboard. Zbigniew Brzezinski, he was Jimmy Carter's national security advisor. So, there's another piece I read, but and I can't think of the book, but you got to understand global power. And we were talking about the issue of reparations and global reparations, for instance, for blacks in America, for instance. But ultimately, global power, for instance, may you limit, or shall I say, these individuals are limiting the power basis for global African world power. And so I don't understand, for instance, as you read these books, you can see how these intelligence agencies have desired to keep black people in America disconnected from Africans in Africa. So that's done strategically. Malcolm X talked about it, right? So you got to watch these people who they don't go to the United Nations for anything. They haven't done any global research. They never gone to the International Criminal Court for anything, which is in Arusha. They haven't gone to Addis in Ethiopia for to listen and connect to the darker people of the world, like Malcolm X did, right? So you gotta follow and learn and watch and observe these individuals who are not serious, right? They're creating these little distracting intellectual masturbation type conversations that are not going to lead us anywhere. So I'm saying I'm calling this dude out right now. And if you watch my other video that I just did, what's the name of it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so is Dane Calloway, did he come to, has Dane Calloway been to Tanzania? Because we were in the Bagamoyo slave ship ports, the Bagamoyo slave dungeons, where you could see the images, right? And these people, they know their family members, their grandparents were enslaved. So to create these false narratives that people didn't exist and and people weren't enslaved. Y'all need to wake up from some of this mess and read some real global thinkers like Samuel P. Huntington and the big new Brzezinski. Don't get stuck on what this guy's talking about. Do your own knowledge, like I've done, like I've read. There are many books on, out here to not get caught up in this one individual, this one YouTube YouTubian, right? There's too much knowledge out here to be thinking like as an American Negro or whatever you want to call yourself and pretend that you are. We need global revolution. And if he ain't talking about global revolution and global freedom, he ain't talking about nothing, man, for real. We need real power. And of course, I'm organizing on the ground. I don't know what some of these YouTubians are doing. I'm the only one doing some real strategic work, right? I'm the only one doing some real strategic work. So I'm saying I'm, coming, building my global allies, but also I'm organizing on a community level. So that's what we were building on today. So as I said, research these national security memo, Samuel P. Huntington, and the big new Brzezinski. Go research those things to learn, some global what's going on and how these people think about African people and the darker people of the planet Earth. You don't need to be, ostracizing yourself too much. Of course, we have our own unique culture and identity, right? It's different than other people's, of course, but understandably, if you look at some of these folks, some of these places, if you travel internationally, you will know that these people couldn't tell me a bit of difference, and you can organize with them, right? They speak Swahili here, one of the largest languages in Africa, right? You can organize with these people if you're not coming in with some little nobody personality that haven't done anything, haven't been nowhere, that's not connecting and organizing and thinking globally. Has Dane gone to the United Nations in New York, right? What about DC and Congress for anything? Has he done anything like that? What about, to the UN where the World Conference Against Racism happened, what's that, back in 1992, where they declared the transatlantic slave trade was a global, what's the term? Declaration of Human Rights, I'm sorry, that the transatlantic slave trade was I don't know if it was a threat to, was inhumanity, a global inhumanity. You can look up the proper term that they used. And the United States of America walked out of the World Conference Against Racism. So it was in Durban, South Africa, some years ago. So, you need to know these things, man. Stop, listening to these, one-hit wonders out here that, sounding all intellectual, but you don't see them nowhere. You don't find him connecting and building a movement. Are you doing anything, even on a damn community association level? Are you saying anything about police brutality within our community? And maybe he is, but he's focused on the wrong things. And that's what I'm saying. He's focused on some minute little detail that doesn't demonstrate any power, that doesn't and cannot bring true power to African people, to black people all over the world, to the darker people of the planet. And I'm just using that interchangeably for the sake of argument, because all these people want to do, they don't want to do nothing but just intellectually masturbate. None of you are doing anything, organizationally to build any real power. Are you, even creating any institutions? Are you feeding people? Like, for real, like, are you partnering with different organizations? No, these people want to build their own little cult followers, huh? So that's all I have. I'm out, y'all. I'm going back and get my food.